Yo guys, what is going on? It is Invin here, and today what I am bringing to you all is a video on how you can make the most out of the upcoming double weapon XP event that we are going to be seeing here in New World in just a couple of days of time from uploading this video. It's going to be June 6th to June 9th, which obviously is midweek, so bear that in mind. And what I'm going to bring you guys is some of the basics just in terms of completeness so that you guys have got it, where the best places to get XP and such like that are. And then to the second part of the video, I'm going to go on to talk about my personal plans and some of the ways that I'm going to maximize this event so that I can enjoy the event, level up weapons, but also be getting myself the PvP XP and that sort of stuff as well, because both of those things are pretty much what everyone wants to be doing right now. Now, if you haven't already done so, please do make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content, and let's jump straight into it. So, of course, as you guys will know by now, the very first thing, and probably one of the best ways to get weapon experience in New World, is going to be the elite zones. Some of the lower level ones, for example, like the Dead Man's Cove over here in Monarch's Bluff, are a particular fan favourite. Everybody seems to kind of orientate towards these areas during these events, and it is with good reason. If you are a level 60 player, especially if you're someone with high gear score like 600 to 625, this is going to be a very easy area to solo, and it does get you a lot of XP very, very quickly. Equally, any of the other elite zones are going to be really, really good. So a lot of people, of course, head up to Brightwood and go to the Brightwood Isle. Then you've also got Weaver's Fen, and of course the end game elite zones are also going to be really, really good. Now, the reason the end game elite zones might be even slightly more beneficial right now is, of course, you can get the loot while you're doing it. You can do it PvP flagged, so that you can maybe, get a little PvP action going in there, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, which is amazing for weapon experience. And if you guys haven't seen too much since this update, there's been a ton of Star Metal and Orichalcum nodes added to the game. Most notably in the Scorched Mines, we've had a ton of Orichalcum added. So if you guys are going to be running through here, as well as the respawn timer decreased on those as well, so running this elite zone is going to be a really good idea if you can get yourself a group to do it. You can get multiple things going at once, and I think that's the way that I am going to run this event. Now, again, you can also do the corrupted portals, these endgame ones, but these are not as quick for XP as running around an elite zone or running around some of the other high concentrated mob areas. So, for example, in Shattered Mountains, these little castle areas are really, really good for a high concentration of mobs. Again, you get some very decent loot from them. If you want in something similar to that, that is just a little bit of a lower level, then the ones in Great Cleaver are also a really, really good area. Again, you'll get the tier below this, so you'll be getting your tier 4 reagents and stuff like that, but it is a really, really good way to get a lot of XP quickly. Obviously not quite as much XP per kill as the elite zones, but it is still very good. Obviously, again, if we go down to Restless Shore, places like Borslem or these pirate camps over to the side here are obviously really, really good areas, but these do tend to be pretty crowded. So again, I would maybe steer away from some of the more popular spots, as it were. Places like the elite zone down here in Cutlass Keys does tend to be slightly less crowded. If you get a small group, 2-3 players together and head down here, this is a really decent one. You can get a quick farm going there. And of course, there is multiple other areas in the end game zones, like for example Reekwater. You have the elite zones in here, but you also have some really good areas sort of down here in the climb section where there's a lot of mobs that you can go and kill as well. So if you are finding the elite zones to be a little bit crowded, mainly because most players are going to be playing on evenings due to the time of the event, then that could be another suggestion for you guys to jump into. Now, like I said at the start of the video, what I'm going to be specifically doing then is doing some open world PvP. Now, a lot of you guys will know by now, obviously we've had the update to the PvP rewards track, so you guys will see we've got this bad boy on the go where you can level this up, earn rewards. As you guys can see, I've spent too much time doing videos and not enough time doing the PvP, hence why we're still level 1 here. But we're going to be getting that up pretty quickly, going to get some missions done. This is going to be a really, really good thing to do, and because a lot of people are doing missions, obviously in Great Cleave, this is going to be a great place to go for open world PvP, and that is going to give you a ton of weapon XP when you get the kills there, particularly when someone's been flagged for a while. So again, this can be a really decent way. It's not always as consistent as the elite zones, but it is a very, very nice one, because if you do get a good amount of XP, you're getting like a couple of thousand, that doubled is going to be really, really nice. Now again, for open world PvP, you're going to be wanting to run around some of the areas where they've had the control points updated to something that is pretty decent. So, for example, the Global Azov Salt bonus one tends to be pretty contested over here in Everfall. You've also got Windsward, which is a global consumable bonus of 10%. Again, pretty contested. So if you guys can get involved with some open world PvP around here, fighting for control of these new control points, then you're probably going to get yourself some nice open world PvP kills and therefore get yourself a nice amount of weapon XP whilst also progressing your PvP reward track and of course your PvP XP overall, which is a great thing. Now, like I mentioned there, the other thing that I'm going to be doing is the endgame elite zones. So, for example, this one down here, the Imperial Palace in Ebonscale Reach. Going around this bad boy, trying to get the loot, the mobs, some of the Orichalcum, the brand new Orichalcum and Star Metal veins, and I'll probably do it flagged as well, obviously for the bonus, but then that means we can try and get some PvP going as well. I would recommend mixing in both, because if you do just go for PvP or just the elite zones, then you're not going to maximize it. But if you go through a couple of elite zones, then go for some PvP, and then go back to the elite zones and keep switching it up depending where there is activity on your individual server, I think you'll get more luck, because some of the lower ones, like I said, this one down here in Monarch's Buff is a great area to go, but it does tend to be pretty popular, which can mean it does affect the rate at which you'll get XP by lowering it quite a bit. Now, the final thing that I just want to point out to you guys is about the gathering sets, which probably a lot of you will already have in some of your storage areas, or particularly in one storage if you're quite organized. The reason these can be pretty good, and people were asking me about this last time there was an event on, is because of the bonuses that it gives you. So obviously not like your Tanner's ones, but your actual gathering sets themselves. So for example, like the Lumberjack one here, the Lumberjack shirt. If you're able to get a whole host of this pretty cheap, or you've already got a set of it, then you're going to see that it is plus 22 constitution. Of each of the different gathering skills, there is a different bonus. So for example, the mining shirt gives you strength. This will give you a pure stat, which means that if you are simply going to level stuff up, bear in mind this won't work in the end game zones, but if you're going to go somewhere lower or killing easy mobs in a group, getting a pure stat item can be a nice way to boost yourself, for example, to 300 int, 300 dex for a very cheap or something that you already have price, and then you can comprise a set once you've leveled that weapon up. But do be aware the defenses are very low on this, so you can get killed very easily. It's just a suggestion, as a lot of guys were asking me last time in the comments, you know, where do we get the sets, where do we get enough points to basically get the maximum so we're doing extra damage. So that is one way you can do it, as well as just using any other drops that you already have to maximize your potential with the weapon that you are using. And do remember to swap out the stats, because it does make it a lot better. But that is going to be it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Hopefully this helps you to maximize your time in the event and enjoy it the most possible here in New World. I'm planning to get the rest of my weapons maxed out, so I will let you know how I get on with that one. When we do get more news and updates about the future events, I will be sure to cover them here on the channel, as well as any other news and updates that we get about the game. So make sure you're subscribing down below so you don't miss out on any of that. Other than that, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please do make sure you drop me a like, as well as it really helps to support my content, so I'd really appreciate both of those things. And I will catch you guys again very shortly on a brand new upload. So thanks for your time, thanks for watching, take care, and peace.